right, it's time to call our meeting to order. This is Utility Service Board for May 4th of 2026. Our first item on the agenda is communications and petitions. Is there anything from the public? Communications or petitions? All right, just a reminder that the City of Bloomington Utilities' mission is to enhance the quality of life in our community by providing safe, sustainable, and high-quality drinking water, wastewater, and stormwater services in a cost-effective manner, promoting public health, economic vitality, and environmental stewardship. Our vision is that CBU will be the leading municipal water utility organization in Indiana. And just to remind our board members, if you have any personal or financial conflict with any issues or individuals on the agenda, then please be sure to recuse yourself during those portions of the meeting. All right, the first item then is approval of minutes from our previous meeting of April 20th.
I would that we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of April 20th. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the minutes are approved. Next is standard invoices. We review invoices for today.
I have a few questions.
Yeah.
Okay, on page 3, my first question is City of Bloomington fuel charge. And I guess just thinking more about our fuel this month with gas prices that are up, how are we charged? Like when there's a delivery of fuel and then we pay that rate until there's another delivery of fuel and then that's our rate. How do they determine our charge for fuel?
That I don't know. I just know they track it by badge number, so.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they come up with the price for each.
Like at the end of the month it's $4.99,
Yeah.
so everybody pays $4.99. Or when you got your biggest loads, it was $4.23, and so we pay $4.23. So at some point, could you inquire about that,
Yeah,
please?
sure, yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Next question: Environmental Systems Research Institute, also on page 3, the small government enterprise subscription. What's that?
Esri.
Esri, yeah.
So, Esri, that's our GIS.
Oh, okay. Different letters. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, and then my other question, let's see here. Well, okay, on the page that my number's cut off, but toward the back, and yes, it's page 8. Stantec for the contract revision number 2 for rate design. For the water, I wasn't exactly sure what that meant.
So there's a couple pieces to the water rate case. There's one, the revenue requirements need to be defined. And we have a consulting company named Crow that defined our revenue requirements. And then for a proper cost of service study, we need a company like Stantec to dig into the details and say, Crow is saying we need this much money, and Stantec does the cost service study to say who's going to pay their share. So
Okay.
this is just paying them for their continued
This
work.
is the work they did to get us prepared for the rate case that we're months into.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
I wouldn't say this work they did to get us prepared. It's work they've done.
Since
Throughout,
that
yes.
we need to prove
Correct.
this is why we need this money.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions on standard invoices?
Just curious about, they don't cost a lot of money, but the burnt alcohol test, is that for a CDL requirement or something
Things
like
like
that? Okay, haven't heard of that one before. And then for the entities that we have to do outfall sampling, do we recover that cost from them, or do we cover that for them on their behalf? Or I don't know if Kelsey knows. Kelsey here? Oh, for outflow testing, like when we test for outflows, like do we recover that cost or charge that to the entity, or do we cover it for them?
Yeah, we do this.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. That's all I have.
Anything else on standard invoices? Ready to move for approval? Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, standard invoices are approved. Next, our utility bills for the month. Total there is $19,952.34. Any questions on utility bills?
I move that we approve the utility bills.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion on those? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, utility bills are approved. Wire transfers in the amount of $667,091.43. Any questions on those?
Can you read that amount one more time?
I've got $667,091.43.
I move that we approve the wire transfers.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, or any other discussion? All in favor of wire transfers, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, wire transfers are approved. Next is customer refunds. Any discussion on customer refunds for this month? All right.
I move that we approve the customer refunds.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, customer refunds are approved. Next is the special check run for stormwater fees to the county.
Yes, so
Discussion? Yeah.
it's for taxes. Is this like property tax on these places? Or
No, it's just a stormwater fee for these
for
locations.
these sites?
These sites are in the county,
Okay.
and so it's their stormwater fees.
So it's labeled taxes because I think they're normally charged with property taxes,
Okay.
but
We don't pay those, so.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Say what I do wrong.
All right, any other questions on stormwater fees for our facilities?
I move that we approve the special check run.
Second.
All right, it's been moved in, special check run. Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries then. And next is the consent agenda. Director Zeiger.
Good evening, I'm Catherine Zager, Utilities Director. I'm presenting tonight's consent agenda totaling $23,300. The first contract is with Commercial Service of Bloomington, Inc. for $5,125 for the main building server room mini split replacement at Monroe Water Treatment Plant. Next is with Corson Fire and Security for $3,175 for annual plant equipment inspections at Blucher, Dillman, and Monroe. Last is with First Appraisal Group, Inc., not to exceed $15,000 for the appraisal of easements for 6 properties associated with the Dillman Relief Sewer Project. Is there any member who wishes to consider one or more of these items individually? Hearing none, if there is no opposition, these items will be approved as recommended by staff. Hearing no opposition, the consent agenda is approved.
All right, thank you. Item 6 on our agenda is to request approval of the service agreement with Electric Plus for the Monroe plant.
Hello, I'm Dan Hudson, Capital Project Manager for the City of Bloomington. I'm filling in for Hector. He's not here tonight. About a year ago, we went under contract with a company to do maintenance on our large high voltage and medium voltage equipment. That includes taking the breakers out and cleaning them and making sure everything works right and putting them back. Well, you have to shut down the plant to do that. And in our planning process, we've decided that it's a good idea to keep our servers running so we have data coming in and also keep the lab running because we do laboratory analysis like every hour, and this may take like up to 10 hours to do. So would like to hire Electric Plus to help us wire an existing generator that we have, a portable generator that we borrowed from T&D to run the servers in the lab. We also want to rent a portable generator to run one of the pumps. One of the pumps we can run because it is a high level pump. It's on 480 volts, and we have a generator. We can rent a generator to do that. The idea is we don't want to lower the pressure in the system, so we have to have boil water notices during this time. So that's our plan for Electric Plus for $8,813. Any questions?
Yeah, thanks. And this is probably a good time to do this with the campus kind of winding down as of this weekend. You probably thought of that.
Yeah.
So usage should be down a bit
Yeah.
with the campus pretty much in a reduced state for the summer.
Yes.
So do we kind of proactively top off all the tanks before we do this in case we have problems?
Oh, absolutely. Everything's topped off. The superintendent is here.
Because
Tony needs a maintenance superintendent.
great.
But yeah, we set the guys up to top the tanks off the night.
Will you hold?
No.
Sorry, Shane.
Technical.
Yeah, so we top the tanks off the night before, and so they're ready for the day.
So if you
Pretty
looked at last year's usage about this week, you'd know about how many gallons we'd go through on an average day like this.
Yeah, we pretty much, so usually after graduation, we have a lull for about 2 weeks, and then it starts to pick up as people start filling their pools up for Memorial Day. But
Makes sense.
yeah, so it's really an advantageous time to do it.
Good planning.
Yeah.
So we've got them all topped off like that, and you're down in production.
Mm-hmm.
How much water do we have in the tanks? How many hours?
So usually as far as the distribution goes to keep the fire suppression above the green line, we have about 6 hours. We're only planning on this taking 3. So, but in the meantime, with pump 5, we'll be able to pump 8 million gallons to town still. That's the pump we're going to generate. That's what we're asking for. So,
All right.
You mentioned low pressure potential if we don't run that pump. Is it pretty much guaranteed to go below that 20 PSI?
it's going to be close.
Okay, close enough. that
Yeah,
it's
like
making
close
you
enough that
nervous.
we're
Okay.
worried about it.
Yeah,
You know,
makes sense.
the other option was to go the night before, and that was, would have been another $15,000 add-on to the company and us doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
So, we thought, well, probably the better idea is to keep a pump running. And so with this solution, we can do that.
What was the date we were looking at?
The 12th.
12. Okay. Yep.
Next Tuesday,
Yep.
I think.
Awesome.
Did you let the fire department know you're going to do this?
I sent them an email this morning.
Very good. Because if they have an issue, you need to know before anybody else does, so that you can adjust accordingly.
We usually can tell if they do have an issue just by the tank levels.
Yeah, not too bad. Good. Sounds like don't do this very often, huh?
No, I don't think it's ever been.
Yeah.
So.
Preventive maintenance. It's a good thing. All right. Other questions? Any other discussion? All right.
I move that we approve the contract with Electric Plus Inc.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you for coming tonight.
Next on the agenda is item 7, request for approval of amendment number 1 to the agreement with Wexler Engineering. Dan is back.
Yeah, Dan Hudson, Capital Projects Manager. I don't know if I need to state that again, but last board meeting, I went to you guys about Xylem project we had about replacing these devices in our flight pumps. And to do the whole project, it actually is going to take 3 contracts. One is for Xylem, one for Wessler, and one for Electric Plus. And that's what I'm doing here. The Wessler part of it is to integrate, to take all the data, put it in our SCADA, and put it in the Historian. So Wessler has a project now at the headworks, and they're working on the SCADA system. So we just asked for an amendment for them and they are asking for $33,000 for a new not to exceed $288,000 to do that. Is there any questions?
Sounds good. Any questions or discussion for Mr. Hudson? All right.
I move that we approve the first amendment to the professional service agreement with Wessler Engineering.
Second.
Moving to second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. It's approved. And next then is the request for approval of service agreement with Electric Plus.
This is the third project. We need someone to hang the wires, to put the conduit up, and to wire everything from the flight pumps to the, I don't know if it's a RTU or PLC, but to the device at the system that picks up the data. And Electric Plus is asking for $15,950 to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Questions for Dan?
I move that we approve the contract with Electric Plus.
Second.
Moving in second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? All right.
Okay,
That
thank you.
request is approved. Item 9 is request for approval of the service agreement with Thermo Electron North America, LLC. Kelsey.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Latonia, Assistant Director for Environmental. This is a contract with Thermo Electron for a annual service plan for ICP-MS instrument, which runs lead samples for drinking water.
I'm sorry, could you repeat what you said?
Yeah.
It was hard to hear.
I'm sorry.
I heard annual service plan for what?
It's a service plan with Thermo for just basic maintenance of our ICP-MS instrument in the lab.
You said it runs analysis for lead?
Mhm. Yep.
Does it do anything else for us, or can you do
That's-
other agents or reagents with it?
Right now we only use it for lead. We have an AA for iron and manganese.
Is that what we use when like a customer, if they get their lead service line, they request?
Yes,
test?
we're using it for the lead service line
I
program.
know Justin said he had over 600 of those requests. So.
He has, yes.
Great. Okay,
Mhm.
that's a good. I hadn't heard a follow-up number on that.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of interest in that program. We still have over 9,000 unknowns, but this is a step in the right direction to be able to identify the areas where we need to do further investigation.
Great. Any other questions for Kelsey? All right.
I move that we approve the contract with Thermo Electron North America.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you very much. Item 10 is the request for approval of resolution 2026-11 to designate surplus property for auction. Matt Havey.
I think there's one item on the list. It's a shelf that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm sorry these are coming so often. We were, this is the third time in a row. We were late on the first one. The second one came on time, and we're doing this one early for some reason, so that's why they've been 3 times in a row, so.
Clear it out.
And there goes the file cabinet.
There it goes.
Another file cabinet out the door.
They're multiplying.
Yeah, someplace.
Oh.
Ready for,
Yep. I move that we approve the resolution 2026-11.
Second.
all right, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, resolution 2026-11 is approved. Next is item 11, a request for approval of the memorandum of understanding between the City of Bloomington Utilities and our City Department of Public Works for utility infrastructure repairs.
That can be me.
Yes.
Yeah, so this MOU that we're bringing is essentially a renewal of an MOU that we did last year, where we provide funding for 4 full-time DPW positions that provide repairs as needed upon completion of CBU utility maintenance repairs and replacing infrastructure. So, for example, water main breaks, water main replacements, etc. They would provide the, the paving, curb work associated with it, and this is has shown to be a mutually beneficial agreement. They were streets DPW is now using CityWorks to track their hours. They started using it at some point last year, so they didn't get a full year of tracking in last year. But what they did track showed that, yes, these 4 positions use the majority of their time to do follow-up repairs on infrastructure following our utility repairs. So happy to answer any questions.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we just hire them as if we're paying all the benefits, we're paying all this, why are they not positions just within CBU?
So they do, so these positions don't really do a lot of utility work. So they're not, actually repairing the mains, and we used to have just I think we still do kind of have like construction crew, but it works out better to have them follow behind us to do this paving to get it up to standard. And so,
Well, I'm assuming the equipment,
they have the
all of
equipment,
that,
they
right.
have all the, they have all the equipment to do this. They have to deal with replacing that equipment, maintaining that equipment, and we don't have to deal with any of that, which is great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we are funding these positions fully, or are we doing a portion?
This is four full-time positions fully, yes.
I think it would be nice once they are using the data and we have it for a year. I do think that if we come back to this MOU, I will be asking the question of, this is great, and let's show the data of how much they are doing for us and how much they're doing. And I think we should look at a percentage funding of those positions.
Okay. Yeah.
Because correct me if they're not 100% doing all work for CBU.
No,
it's
that's
right.
Yeah.
They're helping us with the CBU project. So again, I think it would be beneficial when we get to December of this year that we do request that data.
Yeah. And
and then negotiate with them in terms of how much we are willing. I mean, I think it's great. I think that we have this partnership and that we have funded it, but it may mean in the future, perhaps we share in that expense.
Of course,
So.
yes. I will say, and again, these are just estimates because we didn't get the full year of data, that it did look like, these positions were using upwards of probably 80% would be a good estimate of their time, which, you know, if you consider the equipment costs and the maintenance costs that we're saving, I think that still shook out to a pretty good deal.
Sure. And again, but these are our ratepayers, and at, let's just say 290,000, if I could get my calculator to work, times 0.20%, that's 58,000 that could be coming, the 20% would be 58,000 that could be supported by Public Works. Or we
Well,
would- does that make sense?
A little bit, Amanda, except that, well, I guess two questions. The first thing I think, as I understood it, is we have to figure in the amount of the equipment used. So this includes
Like
the
the
That
dump
I
truck,
could, I can get on board with that.
depreciation.
I
So
could get on board with that.
You could pull
Yeah.
that out of the 290 or whatever
No,
it is.
I could get on board with that.
And then I have to ask the question if when they put the estimate together, did they estimate 80% or 100%?
FTE.
FTE for the crews. I don't know.
I believe this is 100%, yes. This is
Well, then
from,
your point about this next year, once they figure out their hourly, we'd be more comfortable probably looking at an 80% plus, you know, the usual costs of equipment and pavers, and we're paying for supplies for this thing. So we're paying for the
Right.
asphalt, the gravel, the concrete,
Correct.
the tree, you know, all of that. The other part I like about this is, you know, when we do a cut like this, it's got to hit city standards, right? DPW standards. And if we were doing it ourselves, there might be a little hesitation about, someone might ask the question, well, that's not quite the city standard. But if they're doing it, we don't have to worry about that.
I'm curious how we were doing it before this. Were we just doing it in-house with our own workers?
Correct. Sorry, James Hall. James Hall, Assistant Director of T&D. Yeah, we had a crew that would, as they were doing water main replacement, they would kind of fall off and try to track back and do it. We've seen, again, part of what you're talking about is I used to answer a lot of calls about when is this going to be replaced? When is this? Now street department handles all that. I'm like, you know, they're going to fix that. You can call down there, whatever. And so that's been a benefit for us as well. And then as we move forward in our rate case and hopefully into the future, those resources don't have to stop and go back and do that. We just continue on doing water main replacement. So that's kind of what we're looking forward to without having to add crews.
All right, any other questions on this MOU with city government?
I move that we approve the MOU between the City of Bloomington Utilities and the City of Bloomington.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Got that MOU approved. Next item is any old business from the board. Old business?
No, there's one more.
Whoops. Uh-oh. Let's see. Item 12, I'm sorry. This is request for approval of the MOU between CBU and the retreat at Switchyard. I've got in my mind, we talked about this in committee, but we'll hear about that. So, yes.
Well, that was my question. Do we wait till subcommittee reports or do we do this here? I guess I don't.
Well, it's on our agenda for now, so
What
we
committee?
probably
Talk
ought to,
about it now.
we could go either way, I guess. We should,
It doesn't bother me either way. I just,
as part of our discussion, we could get the committee report. How's that sound?
all right.
Okay. Well, let's see. Matt, are you gonna
Yeah, sure.
give us a lowdown first?
So this, the retreat at Switchyard is a development here on the corner of Miller and Walnut. It is an affordable housing project that's been going on for several years now. And as part of this project, they hooked up to the sewer, and as developments do this, we charge them proportionally to the size of the sewer that they're going to use, what infrastructure that they're going to drive us to buy. And as part of this development, it was, get the numbers that to say it was a little over $50,000 for them to connect to the sewer. And I think there was some little confusion on both sides, is that they thought that since they were building affordable housing that this fee could be waived. But then we took them through the city statute and pointed out to them that we can only waive fees for single family residences for their connection fee. And so they explained to us they were having a lot of challenges with this development, and financially and operationally. And so we communicated that we could not waive the fee, and so we had a meeting and talked to them and came to an agreement that CBU would agree to give them a payment plan for 5 years with no interest to pay this connection fee off. That's what this MOU is documenting that agreement.
Thanks, Matt. And yes, we did talk about this one in the Finance Committee meeting prior to this meeting. So this might be a good time, Jim, if you could give the report on the vote that the subcommittee took, sending it forward.
Yeah, the subcommittee approved the MOU with the addition of an amendment that if the property were sold during the 5-year period during which the hookup fee would be paid, the new owner of the property would be required to pay whatever debt to CBU was owed in full at the time of closure of the sale. So that is an amendment. I assume it's it would go under, I don't know.
Well, what we may need to do is table this so that it can go back to legal and they can write that language in, and then we could act on it in 2 weeks.
I feel a lot more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And it wouldn't have to be the new owner, it could just at closing, it would be paid in full if there's a
Yeah.
change of ownership.
Because that could happen.
Yeah.
This needs to be paid.
So, the only other comment I'd have on this is that I think it's good public policy for us to be flexible with a project like this that's been worked on by city government downtown, giving them this assistance more or less in the time it would allow them, because it's an affordable housing project. It kind of shows our support for helping those projects as they come along to us, because we all know that's a community priority now. So I think it's a good thing for us to do. But we need a verb.
I move we table
Yeah, motion
the
to table.
MOU.
All right, and I can't remember if tabling is open for discussion. I have to look. Anybody remember?
It is not.
It is not?
I believe it is not.
All right, I'll take your word for it. All right, all in favor of tabling? Second, thank you. All in favor of tabling, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have tabled item 12, that MOU with that, with our comments in the minutes. Okay, now I think we're ready for old business. Is there any old business by the board? Any new business from the board?
Wait, did you ask, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, old business from staff.
No.
Thank you. New business from the board.
Oh, you go for it first?
You can go first.
Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. Well, thank you for sending us out the press release a few weeks ago about the bulk water station facility being down. I was surprised to read that it was not like a mechanical failure, it's like a payment system failure. And so, even more surprised to see that we couldn't get that back up and running until 2027, which is like 7 months from now. So can you explain that to us, why that's gonna take so long? And kind of what's like their daily usage of that bulk water station, and then like explain, okay, what's the workaround for right now for people who do utilize that service? How are they able to access bulk water?
Sure, yeah. So the issue is it is the credit card reader. It needs to be replaced and updated. We need to get a new service contract in place. With our current provider, they would not allow us to not have the credit card fees charged to us. They had to flow through us and get paid out another way. So I talked to legal, and they said that we need to find another way to do it. And so we looked for another way to do it, and the new provider estimated it would be $18,000 to replace it at the moment. And we felt that given our situation with the water money and we're going into hopefully getting a rate case, we wanted to wait until we got that kind of money. And as far as usage, it doesn't get a whole lot of usage. I think last year's revenue was $3,000, but people do use it. I mean, $3,000 is a lot of water, right? And currently our workaround is to go back to hydrant meters. So if people need bulk water, they can come and run a hydrant meter and get hooked up to the hydrant and get their water that way.
Thank you. Is that information like on our website? So if someone who maybe missed it and shows up down there, is there like signage that says come here or what?
There's signage down there that says it's out of order, and in the press release it did mention the
right.
the hydrant meters. Yeah.
So down there where it says out of order, it says like come here
I'm not sure about that, but
or call this number.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was just curious. I had a note that there was a rate hearing on April 30th. Or was I incorrect in that originally, or is it May 30th maybe?
There's
a hearing
Yes.
is currently scheduled for this Friday.
This Friday.
yes, this
Okay.
Friday.
Okay.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks, Graham. Megan, any other items under new business? All right. Anything else on, subcommittee reports. Jim, I know the Finance Committee had another item on the agenda you could give us a report on.
Yeah, there were two items of the agenda. One of them has just been discussed. That was the MOU with Restore. The other item on the agenda was a presentation by Matt, a financial summary of 2025. It included CBU revenues, our expenses, the projects that we had, and the assets that were still available for CBU. The committee found the presentation to be extremely useful and helpful. It ought to help us when we go through the budget hearings next year. Matt told us that they were planning to make such presentations quarterly now, so that every 3 months we would get a summary of our expenses and our revenues and our projects. And we all thought that was a really good thing. I just want to add that I was really surprised at how close the actual budget was to the expected budget, and I said that our own household budget never gets that close. So kudos to the administration for what they do. So again, we thought this was a great idea, and we're happy that it will be continued.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for Jim on the subcommittee? Okay, thank you. Now we're up to staff reports.
Just one, like to congratulate Madison Abel for earning her Class 1 wastewater license.
Great.
That's it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, next, item 17 is petitions and communications. Items from the public. Anybody here to address any other issues? All right, seeing none, we will stand adjourned. Thank you.